Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to Morning Briefing on Aspheric TV. I am Dayo Olujomo Ekuni. Good morning, Uncle Mustilala. Of course, Mr. Dayo. Mustafa Abdul Malik.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Oh, the spirit didn't move today. We're not putting on the same. the same
unlike yesterday.
But yes. Okay. Right now I will be giving you top happenings, making headlines on front pages of Nigeria's major newspapers. Vanguard: higher oil prices driving subsidy cost to 3.5 trillion naira. This day, to stem HIV tide, Buhari launches 62 billion naira trust fund to fight disease. Dangote pledged private sector support. The Nation: Wike: North can't stop South from getting PDP ticket. Daily Sun: Olubadan: court dismisses suit, invalidates elevation of high chiefs of Obas. Pressure mounts on Buhari to sign electoral bill into law. PDP senator reps lead back Ohaneze, MBF, TMG, others insist time is now. Bill to increase minimum educational qualification for president. Lawmakers scale first hurdle. Daily Trust: governors, lawmakers clash over new clauses. Written consent for consensus sends jitters to governors and others. PDP lawmakers want Buhari to sign bill immediately. Expert differ on presidential assent. The Guardian: El-Rufai seeks help as bandits kill 1,192, kidnap 3,348 in Kaduna. Daily Independent: resist pressure, give assent. PDP NAS caucus tells Buhari asks party to avoid imposition of candidates in 2023. Slams APC for allegedly failing Nigerians. The Punch: marketers, Labour won as federal government pushes refineries repairs to Buhari's successor. No subsidy removal until refineries are working under next government, says Silva. Without repairing refineries, fuel price hike imminent, says marketers fault policy. Nigerian Tribune: Clark to Atiku, Saraki, Tambuwal: don't run. Tell them not to run for presidency. They should have a second thought about it. North has ruled for 42 out of Nigeria's 61 years of independence. He says, I will make my intention known soon, says Atiku. Right now we're going to a quick break, and when we come back, we'll shed more light. Welcome back, everyone. Firstly, we'll be talking about what I see as the most important thing this morning, and that's the electoral bill that we await the president of Muhammad Buhari to assent. And there's pressure everywhere, according to the headlines. And PDP senators rep lead back Ohaneze, MBF, TMG, others insist time is now. And bill to increase minimum educational qualification for president. Lawmakers scale first hurdle. What do you have to say about, because I'm taking this from Daily Sun right now, so what do you have to say about this, governors are
at loggerhead with the members of the house. You understand? You see, the whole thing is there's no anybody that is into politics without interest. You understand? They all have individual interests. But at the end of the day, their individual differences should be collapsed into group interest. Group interest into the political party's interest and the interest of the nation as a whole. So, they recall that President Muhammadu Buhari refused assent to the amended electoral bill due to direct primary and indirect primary. You understand? Inclusion of that. You understand? Aside that part, there are some other clauses. For instance, like the transmission of the result. That is electronic transmission of the result, which is there. We have not even looked into that. Politicians, that is the major actors, the politicians themselves. They are more interested in direct primary, indirect primary, and then consensus candidates. You understand? Now they have included in the amended bill the consensus candidate. If you look into that, the consensus candidate, is it going to work? This is part of what political parties, some chieftains of the political party are hiding and perpetuate their own personal interest. For instance, if Mr. A and Mr. B are vying for elected posts within their party on who to fly the flag of the party, you discover that the interests, that is the executive council of the party, they will impose a particular candidate against the wishes of other contestants, and they forward the name as consensus candidate. That was what happened in Rivers State. That in 2019, Rivers State doesn't have candidate because of the crisis between Magnus Abe and the Minister of Transport regarding the modalities that the ESCO was organized in the state. Understand? So according to a faction of the party, they said they had a consensus candidate. The ESCO of the party emerged out of consensus decision, whereas the other faction now went to court and got a court injunction, a judgment that nullified the entire primaries organized by the ESCO in the state. So now they are trying to include it now in the electoral act, whereby there will be a consensus candidate. Is it gonna work? It's like giving a nod to a problem that is already there. You are giving a nod to it to say, okay, we are giving you go ahead as a party. You can pick anyone as a consensus candidate. That's a part. Then there are some other part too. You discover that the aspect of the governors being at loggerhead with the rep members. Now, what's a clause within the amended Electoral Act is saying that, look, if you are vying for a political office, you must resign from whatever position they are occupying 3 months to the election. Not the general election, but the primary election, you must resign. So it means governor, any governor like Yahya Bello that is aiming at it, he must resign. You understand? So these are part of it that you discover that personal interest is overriding a collective interest and the interest of the nation at large. You understand? So already the act has already been transmitted to the Mr. President, that is on his table now. So Mr. President will now consult with his AGF, Attorney General of the Federation, regarding all the clauses there. The President cannot remove any clause on his own. He doesn't have that right to do that. All the right that he has is to send it back to the National Assembly too for the review of it again. So, and time is going. You understand? You should understand that time is going. Remember that the election is in February, either February or March in 2023. So we are seeing it as if it's long. It's not more long again. APC is talking about its convention, which is supposed to hold, is it 26 or when?
26.
So whether it's going to hold, nobody knows. It's as if the politicians themselves, the political parties themselves, they are not even ready for that time of this. So up to now, we're still talking about electoral act, which has not been passed into law to even know, because if we are going to work with the former, the present one, we should know that they are working with that. But you should know that that is not good enough. Remember, it came in the 8th Assembly, went to the Mr. President. Mr. President still threw it away. So, and now again, we are still on it. So, it's not too good for us to go into 2023 election with the present Electoral Act. So, time is running out. Mr. President should do the needful now. If it's not good enough, he should just act on it and send it back so that they work on it again and send it back to him.
Well, that will lead me to this. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has disclosed that the All Progressives Congress, APC, has not informed the agency of its plan to hold its national convention on February 26. Well, the caretaker committee of the ruling, led by its chairman and governor of Yobe State, Mai Malabuni, had announced the date for its convention, which has generated controversies within the party. Following the announcement, the ruling APC is required to obey the Electoral Act and notify INEC of its planned convention at least 21 days before the political event, with the party's convention expected to hold in the next 24 days. The APC has yet to inform the electoral agency 3 days before the deadline and has till February 5th to submit its notification. Well, in an interview with The Punch on Tuesday, INEC spokesman Festus Okoye said the ruling party has not yet notified the commission of its intention to hold this convention. Okay, however, expressed hope that the APC will notify and comply with the Electoral Act and inform INEC of its upcoming event.
It's as if there is a grand design by APC itself not to hold this convention this month.
This month.
You understand? You know, INEC has its own timetable. You understand? INEC has timetable. So you discover that their timetable, they will say from so time to so time. All the political parties should hold their primaries and end within so time. You understand?
Yeah.
Now we are talking about APC convention, which is supposed to hold 2 weeks or 3 weeks from now. But up to now, they have not followed the INEC guidelines regarding informing the body about their convention. Say, okay, we are holding convention on so date. You know, bear in mind that as a political party, you can't hold convention, even primaries, without INEC supervision. So INEC must be there. So what we're talking about informing INEC is not by sending them later that we are like, they must be on ground to monitor and supervise the conduct of the convention. You understand? In government, you don't just get up overnight and decide to send people out, to send your personnel out. There is budgeting. You understand? There is requisition and budgeting and allocation of fund. So if the INEC law is now saying 21 days to. Up to now, they have not informed them. Probably today or tomorrow they may do that.
But they should before.
But if you look at it, Dayo, you know that there are APC as a party. They have a kind of faction here and there, blocks here and there. They are working against one another, plotting against one another. It's all about internal politicking. You understand? So there is someone like a chieftain like Ojus Okalu. He has advised that APC should suspend the convention from holding in February, and some other persons too. They have said so. You understand? And there is this rumor that May Malabuni himself is not too disposed to that, but they have to like set a date to say, okay, let it hold now. The earlier the better the convention hold, so that the party will have elected ESCO that will organize its primary. You understand? The earlier the better. They should go ahead and do it, whether they like it or not. Notify INEC today or tomorrow and still proceed with their convention.
Okay. President Muhammad Buhari has admonished the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, to factor in the difficult economic and financial situation the government has found itself in while pursuing the demands of its members. The president assured ASU that his administration remains committed to all promises and agreements reached with the academic union, but is constrained by financial challenges. He, however, will therefore urged ASU to join in charting ways to ensure the academic programs of the nation's public universities are not disrupted and the students get the best form of training. Barry made this known on Tuesday while hosting members of the Nigeria Interreligious Council, NIREC, led by its co-chairs, the Sultan of Sokoto and Alhaji Muhammad Sahid Abubakar, the president of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, Reverend Dr. Samson Olasukbo Ayokunle. I mean,
President Muhammad Buhari is more or less like begging.
That there's no money.
That there's no money. So, and these are people that the academia, you are telling them that there's no money, but they are seeing government
expect them to offer their best.
So you are, apart from that, they are seeing them. This academia, these are well knowledgeable persons. They are seeing the government spending on irrelevant projects. You understand? They know that the government is bloated. They know that the cost of governance is high due to a pre-designed system. So, and they are telling them that we don't have money to meet up your this thing now. Although the kind of people that is addressing telling them this, he's telling them, invariably telling them that, look, go and beg ASU not to go on strike, that there's no money now. Understand? There's no money for ASU. Education is very vital. You see, we seem to like put ourselves into a perpetual problem. You understand? There is no any nation, advanced nation, either advanced, either developed or developing nation on the part of the development that doesn't have education policy. You understand? It's only in Nigeria, even in Ghana here, Ghana, which is very close here, that Nigerians live here to Ghana to go to school.
Yeah.
You understand? Is that supposed to be so? You understand? It is so because we don't have good and sound educational policy to say, okay, this is a policy that we have on ground. You understand? If government is not ready to fund government institutions again, they should come out clear and say, okay, we don't want to fund institutions again, and they must be ready for the consequences. You understand? It means an average Nigerian man children will not be able to go to schools. You understand? So President Muhammad Buhari telling us that we don't have money now, please endure with us, we don't have money now, we have entered agreement with you, blah 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 blah. To me, it's just like just more like gimmick talk, which is not supposed to be so. I mean, this is an agreement. It's not today's agreement. It's an agreement that the government enters in 2019, and they find it difficult to implement the agreement. There is, apart from the monetary part of it, there is the aspect of IPPIS, whereby professor that is earning like 400,000 is being paid less than 200,000, and we are expecting that kind of professor to conduct research. It's not possible. What about research grants and some other things too? They are there too. Government has not done anything regarding that. So we are in a. It's like every time we sit, we discuss problem, and we are not seeing solution towards it. This thing, mark it now. After 2023, some of these things we will still be discussing them. It's as if we are rigmaroling with our problem. Yeah, you understand? So at least President Muhammad Buhari, before he exits power in 2023, he should go back to the agreement. At least, even if someone require like 200 billion, you should be able to at least say, okay, take 100 billion first. In the next, actually, he's not even asking for the money to say, okay, give us the money. The money should be paid in trenches. You understand? the part that ASU is looking for now, give them, even if you cannot meet up, that you should at least give them something out of it. INEC is say they need 305 billion to organize 2023 election, and they will give them. Although election is crucial, you understand? Government know how to source for the fund and give them. Is it about ASU that they cannot source for the money and give? Education is vital. Last time our younger ones, children, they were at home for over 8 months. That is, the whole session has gone. So I think if we can have a law that will make it mandatory for political office holders, that will mandate them to enroll their children in public schools in Nigeria, then government will be forced to do and take care of public schools. Without that, once they have their access to foreign universities, children have access to foreign universities, our own system here will continue to be run the way we are running it. So that is the only solution. Otherwise, we'll continue our journey like this. There should be a law that will mandate, once they say, okay, you are a governor, you are a senator, you are this or that, your children must attend public schools in Nigeria. You understand? Once that law is there, they will be forced to take care of our own schools here.
Well, it's a good idea.
That is the only thing. Otherwise, we'll continue this way.
The governor of Rivers State, Wike, has distanced himself from the reports that he has been chosen as the running mate of Abubakar Atiku, former vice president, in the 2023 presidential election. Wike on Tuesday, yesterday, while charging Nigerians not to believe the report, noted that the South is yet to release a statement on the zoning of the presidential ticket of the PDP. There had been reports that the Rivers State governor has been selected to run alongside Atiku. Of course, we spoke about that yesterday. He further stated that the region can't be seen as a liability, adding that when the South decides, the world will know that we are not joking. That's his word. Wike stated this during an interactive session with some stakeholders at the Government House, Port Harcourt, yesterday.
Yeah,
we actually spoke about something like this yesterday.
Yeah, we spoke about it yesterday. You understand? You know, this is political era.
Yes.
The politics has started. The politics for 2023 has already on now. You understand? You're in the media. We're in the media. We know how these things work. You understand? You have pressure group, interest group, supporters group here and there. As you have them, they will organize a small seminar, workshop, and all these things. Gather media people and say, okay, Wike has said it is going to deputize Atiku running mate in 2023 election. You understand? Whereas the same person they are talking about, he's not even aware of what is happening. So you understand? So he's coming out to refute that claim that, look, I'm going to run behind Atiku. So you understand? The earlier the better. He has refuted that claim now. So it's not left for Atiku's camp to say, okay, this is what we are aiming at. But this man now, he refused to keep his mouth shut, and he's coming out to, you understand? At times they used to present ahead of what they intend doing. That is how politicians work. You understand? So this man has said it. But Atiku himself should know that Nyesom Wike, the kind of politician he is, you can't discuss something with him at night and expect him the following day to keep quiet. You understand? Especially when it doesn't favor him. If you look at Nyesom Wike, all along he has been firing, talking, speaking. At times some people will say this it's mis-talking or saying what is not in order. If you look at him very well, it seems as if he has his own intention to run for the president in 2023. So you understand? So you don't expect someone like that to come and start saying, I want to be a running mate to Atiku. You understand? Remember that already there is this aspect of rotation of presidency between North and South. So people believe that Buhari represents North and he's about going. So ideally the power should now shift to the South. So, and you are telling yes Wike to say, okay, come and be a running mate to Atiku, who is a northerner. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? You understand? I believe that days to come, weeks to come, there will be kind of a negotiation here and there on the best for each of the party. But thank God Wike has already refuted that claim. So let's see how it goes.
Okay. Well, Nigeria will borrow from Europe since China no longer assists, says Amaechi. The Minister of Transportation, Right Honorable Chibike Rotimi Amaechi, has said he is surprised to see how Nigerians do complain about money borrowed from China for capital projects. According to the minister, Nigeria has borrowed only a little money from China when compared with other countries. Well, the minister said this during an interview with Guardian. Amaechi blamed the delays in major projects, including railways, on the inability of the Chinese government to fund them. He said the government has commenced a search for loan offers in Europe since the Chinese have refused to continue funding Nigerian projects. Amaechi expressed hope that Nigeria could get loans from Europe to complete existing projects in the country. Borrow, borrow, borrow.
You see, the minister, he know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
You understand? The process of borrowing, in fact, let's clarify something. No nation, every nation borrow, even as big as the biggest economy in the world, which is USA.
Same.
USA still borrow. You understand? All depends on where they borrow from. You understand? There is Paris Club. There's other association, other groups that they borrow from. That is international borrowing. You know, we borrow it locally and at the international level. So, if you look at it very well, the international borrowing that we are borrowing from China has its own policy of lending to nations, which is, if you compare it with the other Western world lenders, China is more friendly because their own is, I think, it's Belt and Road Initiative, whereby they will assist you to develop your infrastructure. That defined infrastructure, let's say railway, like the railway from Lagos to Ibadan, it will be built. They bring in their own capital, they will build it, and they will run it for a specific number of years. Then thereafter, they leave it for you. That is what they have been doing. They do it in several countries in Africa, even in some part of Asia. In Europe, they are doing it. You understand? Which is more friendly compared to if you go to the West, whereby they will give you conditions. And the interest that they will give you, it will be too outrageous. You understand? So, if we must borrow to fund our infrastructure, remember that the borrowing, in this case, is not like we are borrowing to fund the recurrent expenditure. No. We are borrowing to fund capital expenditure, which is project. You understand? It's from this project now that will be the springboard to other developments. You understand? Because without infrastructure, the nation cannot run its economy. Take the case of railway, for instance. Railway is the only mass transit that can transport goods in mass, let's say from Lagos to Kano, at a minimal cost. And that infrastructure, once it's been developed, it can be there for the next 100 years. Once the maintenance is there, you understand? So it will require like 14 trailers to carry a load that a railway coach can carry. So you can see that the railway is much more better. But the cost of funding a railway project is higher. We cannot afford it at this time. So that is why we require the Chinese loan. The Chinese will bring their own money and bring their expertise and develop it. And once they develop it, you say, okay, for the next 30 years, they will be the one to run it until they recoup their money. If they recoup their money, then
They can leave.
You understand? So Nigeria will only contribute some little percentage to that. So, and if Nigeria renege, they have every right to seize whatever they can seize from us. So you understand? So if Amaechi is talking about going to the Western world to borrow, the kind of condition they will give us, can we meet up? You understand? Because it will put Nigeria into serious indebtedness. You understand? The Chinese loan is much more friendly compared to the other ones. So the only thing I think Mr. Minister should just pipe low and come out and explain more to Nigerians, because this is democracy. Whether we like it or not, whether he like it or not, the criticism will still be there. You understand? Up till now, Nigerians, we are only speculating. We don't even know how much is our debt. You understand? We don't even know the exact figure that is our debt profile. You understand? People are speculating. How much they have so far borrowed to fund the railway. Up till now, some Nigerians don't even know. You understand? Every time, what concerns Nigeria is that every time we say, okay, borrow, they will hear about that, say borrow. These people, they want to sell Nigeria. You understand? How much has been borrowed
to China?
How much Nigeria has been borrowed? We don't even know. You understand? So I heard the minister one certain time, he was saying that we have borrowed, not the money we have borrowed so far is not up to 2 billion or thereabout. You understand? But when the layman on the street hear about borrowing, he's assuming that Nigeria has borrowed over 10 billion just for the railway project alone. So I think both the Ministry of Transport and the minister and the Nigeria Railway Corporation, they need to come out and sensitize the general public.
Yeah.
So that Nigerians should have adequate information regarding funding of this project. All this criticism is as a result of inadequate information at the disposal of Nigerians. So the minister should take it up to say, okay, my media and public relations department, they should come out and give details of the loans to Nigerians, so that they have adequate information regarding it, so that whenever they hear about borrowing, they shouldn't be taken aback. That is what I have seen so far. You understand? No nation, if we want to be great, we must borrow to fund our capital project. The capital project are the project that are the springboard to some other development.
Well, thank you so much for that, Uncle Musti Lala. Well, I have 2 more to do, and I think we'll just make that. But it's very, very important to me in this program this morning. Well, the governor of Rivers State, Wike, has accused the Minister of Transportation, Amaechi, of destroying the state before leaving office in 2015. I saw this morning, and I couldn't help but go through it. Well, Wike claimed that his predecessor converted some of the properties belonging to the state to his personal use and sold some other valuable assets to his cronies. Rivers State Governor made the submission on Tuesday during a stakeholder meeting at the Government House, Port Harcourt, on yesterday. The governor alleged that Amaechi refused to hand over to him in 2015 because of his decision to cover some of the atrocities allegedly committed by his government. Wike particularly said that his government has recovered the legacy 600 jet belonging to the state, which was abandoned in Munich, Germany, but could not find the Dash 8 propeller aircraft also bought by the Peter Odili administration. He said the last time anyone heard of the Dash 8 plan was when Amaechi vowed not to sell the aircraft to Chief Victor Odili, who offered to purchase it at the cost of $5 million. The governor said he traveled to Germany recently in the company of some leaders of the state to recover the state-owned Legacy 600 and abandoned there since 2012 by the Amaechi-led government. According to him, the fact that the Amaechi-led administration refused to set up a transition committee to properly hand over to him in 2015 was pointed that they desperately wanted to convert state assets and property for personal use. Wike said while Amaechi was governor, he wrote a letter in July 2011 to the State House of Assembly seeking approval to trade on the abandoned aircraft in Germany to enable him to buy the Bombardier Global Express. But he said Amaechi bought the new aircraft but never traded on the legacy 600 aircraft, adding that the minister did everything possible to impose a successor that will cover up his crimes. Right now, we're going to a quick break, and when we come back, we'll get to discuss more about this. Welcome back, everyone. You know what, Uncle Mustilala, this accusation is so hefty.
Yeah, I know it's not hefty.
It's
not new. You understand? It has been there. Remember, since 2015, they have been on this particular accusation here and there. It's only resurfacing now because there is this rumor of Rotimi Amaechi having interest for 2023 presidency. You understand? So all Nyesom Wike is trying to do is to extinguish his flame, Amaechi's flame ahead of.
Yeah, that's why I said it's so hefty, because if a Lebanon sees this now,
yeah, he will take it. But it's not new. All these are accusations that have been there. So, but if he has not been, he's the governor of Rivers. So if he has evidences, he can present them to the EFCC. Remember, they have gone to court over this issue. So they are not new. So these accusations are not new. He has destroyed the River State before he left and like that. All this, they are not new. These are politicians. They know what they are doing. You understand? Days to come, weeks to come, you will be hearing about accusation of some persons accusing Wike of taking loan here and there. So even the project that he's doing in Rivers, at least we should give him credit for that. He has done a lot of projects.
And of course, when Amaechi was there, it's not as if he actually tried.
In fact, the foundation for the urban renewal of Port Harcourt was laid by Amaechi himself. You understand? Amaechi built a lot of roads, both urban and the rural roads. Education. Virtually, Rotimi Amaechi's project covers virtually all aspects of life in the state. There are roads projects, there are health, education, name it. So you understand? So the two men, that should be happy with themselves that, look, I succeeded you and I've been able to prove some mark. The other camp too, they should look at it and look, what you are doing today, I initiated it for you. Remember, Nyesom Wike was chief of staff to Governor
Amaechi then.
Yes. So if there's any accusation that is accusing him, then he's pointing the fingers at himself too, because he was part of the team then. So, but you can see now that these accusations, they are just baseless. They are baseless. They are unfounded. If they are there, it should proceed to EFCC. Write a petition to the detailed information to listen to the EFCC. It's not by coming on the media, on the pages of newspapers and the TV, throwing accusations here and there. It's something that you should present it to the EFCC. EFCC, they're out there for that. You remember that a lot of ex-governors, they have cases with the EFCC. So if Governor Nyesom Wike, he should be candid enough to write petition to the EFCC. Say, look, my predecessor, he thieved money. He converted properties to personal use. he converted them to his cronies
Cronies.
for their use. So EFCC help me recover them back. Then EFCC can assist. But a situation whereby you come on the media, you make a media accusation, you media trial, subjecting your opponent to media trial. To me, it's uncalled for. It's uncalled for.
And don't you think it's from personal, should I say, personal issues? It's coming from personal issues.
Well, I believe that there is this rumor that they have been friends all along. You know, for Amaechi to Rotimi Amaechi to pick him as chief of staff, they must have some relationship. You understand? But this is politics. No personal interest. No. In politics, there's no personal interest. You understand? What matters is no everlasting friendship. What matters is personal interest. You understand? They have gone their separate ways. Today they are acting like cat and mouse.
I mean,
you understand? So, but what we are saying here, Governor Wike should be candid enough to say, okay, present petition to the EFCC. He knows the process. He himself is a lawyer. He knows the processes. Write petition to the EFCC. He will now serve, the state will now serve as a prosecuting witness. You understand? With the fact that they have. Present to the EFCC. Then the EFCC will investigate.
Because what he's doing right now is not the...
He's not doing the right thing. He's a lawyer. He's a lawyer. As a lawyer,
as a literate. I mean,
he's a lawyer. He's a practicing lawyer. His wife too. She's a judge. So
he should know better.
He know better the processes.
Should know better. Well, Nigerian singer Peter Okoye has clashed with a fan who called him out for comparing Nigeria to Dubai. This came after the singer and father of two took to the microblogging platform Twitter to urge the public to vote wisely in the next elections while visiting Dubai. According to the singer, he is always angry whenever he visits Dubai due to how ahead they are in infrastructure and basic amenities despite getting their independence the same year as our government. He added that the Nigerian government has denied our citizens many good things of life, calling on the people to vote wisely in the 2023 general election. Reacting to the post, a fan, while scolding Peter Okoye for comparing Nigeria and Dubai, questioned what he has done with his money to develop Nigeria because he and other wealthy people could change the country. I think I have a screenshotted comment from that, and that's I'm going to say it. Peter Okoye replied the fan saying the politics and wealth are two different things, noting that a rich man can only help some people. Oh, this is the conversation now. The follower wrote, leave election and politics out of this. We have you and we have rich men and women that can change our country, that have done with your money. Okay, what have you done with your money to develop Nigeria? Then Peter Okoye wrote, what have I done with my money? The one that your father gave me. You must be a joke. Politics and wealth, not two different things. That's politics and wealth are two different things. A rich man can only help so many, but the government and politics, you can affect a lot. With government and politics, you can affect a lot. Stop being a coward. Go and get some sense. You know, when you're a public figure, public personality, people get to throw things at you. Yes, when it comes to any little thing or when it comes to a national issue.
See, the problem is that I get furious when I see some of this when you are trying to make correct some people on social media. They'll attack you. What have you done? See, there's what we call civic education. We have a serious problem. You could see a grown-up person, someone that has been to the university, is asking you, I'm sorry to use this language, stupid question that, look, what have you done? You understand? You are talking about individual person. What has he done? With his own money, his own personal money. You're asking him what has he done. You understand? It's obvious that people don't even know the excess of government, of having a government. You understand? I mean, the essence of government is to government. You are giving up your right, your personal right, for the government, for an entity. That government now will take care of your needs. That is what it means. And they are asking an individual that is hustling on his own every day, that what has he done with his own money? Will he start making noise that what I have done with my money? If he has not done anything, what about the people that he employed that are working under him, that is paying them? There are people under someone like Peter Okoye. There are people under his payroll that is paying them. That young man or whoever that is challenging him, is he employing anybody? So these are facts. So we have serious challenges. That look, you could see that people are coming out to defend their oppressors due to lack of knowledge. You understand? People take support for supporting politicians to mean as if they are doing something more distant. People don't even understand that. Look, you are paying tax. You understand? As a taxpayer, you are not just paying the tax for paying sake. You are paying the tax for the government to meet up with your obligations. When you talk about building a school, some government will come out and build a small portion of road. They will allocate this in. People will be clapping for them that look, they have done this, they have done that. It's because of we don't have that adequate knowledge. You understand? Today now, because we have personalized everything regarding governance, you discover that. Excuse me. We have personalized everything regarding to governance. You discover that today, people are more interested when the person they know is vying for public office. Dio. The person you know that is vying for, it's just like what is the name? Bill Clinton. He said the first $1 million that he made was out when he left power. You understand? Meaning, government is not there for personal aggrandizement and enrichment. Even if you know, even if you are his brother, he cannot give you what he doesn't have. He's on salaries. The government is transparent. By the time you, as a president, you influence anything unduly to yourself, you'll be caught by the law. But in Nigeria here, the difference, our own case is different. So that people now take it that, look, by the time you have access to power, everything will become yours. To the extent that government don't even know, people don't know the essence of the government anymore. So what they believe is that become part of the government, enrich yourself, and better your people. That is what we are interested here. People, it's gone to the extent that people don't even know the extent of they don't know what the government is meant for. You understand? So we need serious civic education. People must know. Nigerians must have that civic education regarding what the essence of government. Peter Koye is just an individual. He's just on their own. They started their music here and there, and being celebrities, they have arrived. You understand? So, and they are challenging him. What has he done? Are you expecting him to use proceeds of his daily hustling to come and build road for you to your village, or to go and pay?
Even if he does that, they want to be satisfied. So
that is just it. People should be sensible. Should be sensible. Understand? Yes, he's comparing Dubai and this thing because one, if you go to Dubai today, by the next 1 year, if he's coming again, there will be changes. You understand? Next time again he's going, there will be changes. But here, no changes. What do you expect him to do? And Nigeria too is an oil producing nation like Dubai. So, but we were stagnant. You understand? You see, it doesn't make sense at all. There's some Nigerians who should stop attacking ourselves regarding when somebody call out the government. The person that is calling out the government, all he wants is good of his nation. And
it's even saying Nigerians should vote wisely. So
vote wisely. What they are saying is that the leadership, since the leadership, you see, the person that is attacking him probably to his own, to him now, is criticizing the government of today, of which some of these guys, they won't take it politely at all. Why criticize the government? What they are doing with they don't even understand. At times, they will be the one that will tell you that, look, stop comparing. Nigeria is not like US. Nigeria is not like Dubai. But when they want to make reference to what will benefit them, they will make reference that, so look at what is Dubai. So it's like I don't like too.
So we say in Aspheric TV that you vote wisely, get your PVC.
Yes.
2023 is coming.
It's around the corner.
So get ready, vote wisely. Thank you for staying with us on Morning Briefing, Aspheric TV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all our social media handles. Facebook at Aspheric News, Instagram at aspheric.news, and Twitter at Aspheric News. I am Dayo Lujo Ekuni. Thank you, Kumusti, for always being there to give us the right analysis. Do have a wonderful day. Bye.